All right, so Grimal Grove is pretty awesome. Patrick's doing some awesome work out here. He has some awesome stories, some really neat stuff growing, and as you can see, we're at part 2 now. Definitely couldn't fit this into one video for y'all, and definitely thought it was worth sharing, so hold tight. Here we go.
No kidding, no kidding.
So is this the Grimal Japoticaba I see coming up behind you?
Yes, it is.
Wow,
right,
this is pretty famous.
You know Adam Shaffron, right?
I do. He's a good friend of mine. Flying Fox.
Yeah. So he came down and did a workshop on it and all that kind of stuff. And he's the one that gave me the information about this tree and how I think Bill Whitman got it in northeast Brazil or something like that and brought it here. And now it's called the Grimal Japoticaba. Wow. And it's got the skin's a little fuzzy compared to the typical Japoticaba, but quite delicious, and it does better in our soils as well, quote unquote Adam.
I have one at the farm.
Oh yeah?
I got it from Adam, so yeah, I can't wait for it to fruit. Yeah, it's exciting.
No, it's pretty cool. And then we got I put a mangosteen into the ground there.
Oh, right now. Giving her a little shade protection?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the other one got. Well, I mean.
Isn't there a really old one here too somewhere, Patrick?
It died. There was.
It died.
One.
Okay.
Yeah, it died before I even got involved with the project.
Giving her a little protection, I see.
Yeah, well, it's liking it.
The old mangosteen.
It's happy right now.
Baobab, giant perennial vegetable tree. Wow. Wait till that one grows up. What do we got here? Is this a
This is white sapote.
White sapote. Does it produce?
Yeah. This one is.
I see some fruits. Yeah.
The one in the back's a little better tasting. We got 2 of them. These are right.
I love white sapote.
Yeah, so we have a friend who makes jam out of it. It's delicious.
Really?
And it's a soporific, and so this one guy, actually it might be a couple of them, he's got some sleeping problems, and so his wife, when we had it in stock last summer, she would buy the jam almost every second week, and so he would put it on toast every night and help him sleep. Wow. So it was pretty neat. So it's always fun to see some of the things that you can do with stuff and utilizing other people's talents and stuff.
We've got fruit on the sapodilla. Hope you guys can see that. Tastes like a brown pear, or a pear dipped in brown sugar.
Here's a cool one that I got from. Do you know Chris Hines? He gave me this Chupa Chupa.
Chupa Chupa. Wow.
So that's kind of cool. We got 2 of those.
Did I read there used to be durian out here?
I have durian here.
You have durian here, okay.
I don't know how well. That durian, I think I'm going to try and do in a pot or in a planter.
Yeah.
Again, those in the mangosteen do not seem to like. As soon as it touches the cap rock, they'll die. This is a cool one. This is related to Spanish lime.
Kind of look like it's kind of spondious, huh? What is?
So are you familiar with Talicia Escalante?
I've heard of it. Whoa, this thing's covered. We just had some Spanish limes yesterday on our little tour. Whoa.
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, it has a little bit of a different shell.
Yeah.
Softer.
Maybe these ones are
different. Safe.
Are they more ripe than? Oh my god.
Whoa, this is way better than the one from yesterday. So also known, the other ones are also known as gnips, right? Yeah. And what is this again?
Talicia Escalante. It's delicious. I think it's so much better than Spanish lime.
Yeah, you can get the meat off the seed a lot easier too.
It's a little sweeter.
Doesn't have the the one yesterday had astringents to it.
When you suck on the pulp, yeah, I noticed that.
And took all the moisture out of my mouth.
This is from Belize and self-pollinating too, which is cool.
Oh, you don't need 2, okay.
No.
Nice. Looks like a overachiever to say the least, huh?
Yeah. So
covered in fruit every inch of the tree.
This is definitely one that we want to air layer a lot because I think we could market this one.
I've never seen this available. No.
So,
where's the patomba?
That's another name for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the common name is we have a patomba over there. The Eugenia?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for when I read patomba.
The Eugenia's over there. That one over that little small kind of.
That's why we get to know these botanical names, huh?
Yeah, no, that's it.
Right. Yeah. Guava?
Guava, yeah.
Strawberry tree on top. Well.
Yeah, those are all originals. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
More bananas.
What's interesting is in the 90s, Grimal had an assistant named Steve Howe. You know, he's getting older, and he knew Steve from the beginning. Basically, Steve used to steal watermelon from him back in like when Steve was like a high school student. But Steve he had a great botanical knowledge, and was a a real asset for Grimal as Grimal aged. And Steve started writing in the Tropical Fruit News magazine quarterly. So which really became, as I started researching and finding the old articles, it really helped me understand this property, what still existed here, how to care for them. Some of these trees are so rare that there's really hardly any information in any botanical book, or trying to find it, it's just very difficult. So this having Steve's quarterly newsletters were great. And this is speaking of one right here. This is the rarest tree we have on the property.
I see ripe fruit up there, splitting.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We'll pick one and we'll try it.
Whoa.
I gotta get a ladder though.
What are we working with here?
This is the Puteria naue. It's called the Nuaga Sapote.
Whoa.
And it's closely related to Puteria caimito, the
caimito?
The abiu.
Oh my gosh.
So this is probably my favorite story. Grimal, as the story goes, Grimal in 1971, 72, something like that, went to the Peruvian Amazon, and his goal was to find the rarest thing he could find. So he gets down to the Pucallpa area near Iquitos, and a little further south in Pucallpa. Anyways, and supposedly he finds this indigenous farmer or something like that who shows him this tree. It's the rarest thing that Grimal found, and so he got some seeds and brought it back and planted it here. And so this one took, and anyways, it's kind of tastes like an abiu. It tastes like much like an abiu, but it's fuzzy. And you can see right here, that's one dropped actually. So it's got a fuzzy skin, almost like kind of like a little tennis ball. And but the flavoring is much like an abiu. So when I was trying to save this property before buying it, I was trying to let the county know, these trees are rare and they need to be
preserved and protected.
Yeah. And this is why it's this is a valuable project, and that and they should reduce the fines or forgive the fines and like work with me. So I'm researching every tree because I'm an amateur and I'm learning about the stuff as I go. And then I get to this Puteria naue, and I couldn't find any information in any botanical book, online resource, or anything like that. After about about a year goes by, or a year and a half goes by, I finally found a reference in Tropical Fruit News magazine from 1998. And basically it's from Steve Howe writing to Bill Whitman saying how rare the tree is, and how Bill Whitman says it's the rarest tree that he knows of or something like that, and how hard it is to propagate and how it needs to be saved. And that's basically it. And that it was from the Peruvian Amazon, and that was about all I had. So then I finally found Steve Howe. It took me about 2 years. Finally found him. He lived up in Stark, Florida, and so I went up and interviewed Steve Howe, and we asked Steve more about this tree. With more information, we found out that Grimal was able to get the fruit by planting an abiu near it, and it cross-pollinated because we never got it to fruit before. So, and then Steve went into a little bit more oral tradition of Grimal's trip to the Peruvian Amazon, and so based on that, I was able to take a trip to the Peruvian Amazon and retrace Grimal's expedition.
Oh my God! And
I got my wife's Brazilian, so we were going down. We were supposed to go down to Brazil anyways, and I was just like, I can't go. I'm too busy with the Grove. I got to try and make this thing happen. And then her family said, well, Patrick, if we fly you down and then you can go for half the trip on your tropical fruit adventure and another half stay with the family, how about that? I'm like, you've got me.
Wow.
So I was able to do it, and then my wife knew an agroforestry fella at the University in Manaus, and he came along on the venture with me. So he was my guide, and he had all the contacts of the universities in both Peru and Manaus. And so we started interviewing the top researchers on tropical fruit, and one of the top guys in Puterias itself. And we started in Manaus, then we went up the river to the Iquitos, and then we went to Pucallpa. and we interviewed more researchers. We went to some research farms, went to the markets, interviewed the indigenous populations there, and no one knew what it was. And so all everyone says, it looks very similar to an abiu. And so basically that whole voyage, I never found it, but it was a heck of an adventure. The one thing I found out about it, linguistically, like the word Nawe is a name for a tribe not too far away, right on the border of Brazil and Peru. And that's the only thing connection is in that name, is this tribe that's almost extinct. Actually, there's like 500 people left in the tribe. So I don't know if there's any relationship to that, or I could do more research into the name itself. But kind of an interesting tree. Like I said, it may be one that doesn't produce enough fruit to make it commercially viable. But I'll tell you one thing: abiu in Peruvian Amazon is quite a prolific fruit, and they use they grow a lot of it. So
this is a serious collector's piece.
Yeah, this is a serious collector's piece. And so last year we got 3 fruit on it, and I got 1 seedling from that.
Exciting.
And so this year we're hoping to get a few more seedlings.
What would you say the flavor of the fruit tastes like? I mean,
kind of like a homogenized honeydew melon.
Homogenized honeydew.
It's got like that little kind of honey flavor that kind of sticks on your tongue. I think the abiu is probably a little bit better than the abiu that we have, but the fact that the rarity of this makes it
interesting.
Yeah.
What is this? Some type of
that's a cacao. That's a cacao there.
Cacao.
Yeah. We got the original one. I have
more lychees.
This is a alupeg. This is a rare one.
Alupeg. Whoa.
Yeah, so Grimal supposedly introduced this to the United States in 1959. He was in Honduras with the and met up with the United Fruit Company. Again, another story of somehow he got the plant and brought it back here. But it's actually in Bill Whitman's book that Whitman says, I think he said 1959, Grimal brought this specimen in. So this is the original specimen in the United States, and I think Bill Whitman had one in his own. It's like a lychee, but actually sweeter. And the meat, it grows in clusters, and you can see the clusters right there.
They almost look like grapes, though.
Yeah, they're a little a little smaller than your lychee, your typical lychee, but not much meat to it. So just the top of the fruit has a bunch of meat, and
mostly seed, huh?
But it's mostly seed. But man, it's delicious.
The flavor is on point, huh?
Flavor is on point. And then we have
more cacao.
We have more cacao. So we have a good friend of mine's a chocolatier who comes into town, and we do some chocolate things.
Oh, I see some on the tree.
Yeah. I mean, we probably had about 20 so far this year produce to the. So we're hoping that they keep doing better and better, and this one over there is starting to do really well and take off, and we're gonna and then I got someone in Key West now that's working with chocolate, and we're actually going to try and work with her and she'll process it, and again it would be like Grimal, 15% Grimal Grove and 85% other chocolate, but trying to get that actually done, that would be pretty neat.
That would be awesome.
So yeah,
Grimal Grove chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. The fruit.
They have some macadamia nuts on the tree.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Why is there no squirrels here? That was interesting to hear.
I don't know. They're only in Key Largo. I know. I've seen them in Key Largo.
Lucky you. They're not crossing the bridge, huh?
Yeah, that 7-mile bridge is good for us.
A 7-mile bridge is good. Wow.
This is Balimbi here.
Oh, nice. We recently saw this at Fruit and Spice. Oh, I see some fruit up there.
Yeah, there's some fruit up there, but I mean, this prolifically produces about 6 times a year.
Wow.
Every second month, it's just full. It's great.
It likes it here, huh?
It likes it here. The cool thing is, one of the things that we've been developing, one thing I've been really developing is a way to create a network. And so when I started this, it was more like just saving the Grimal Grove, and now we're kind of moving into like getting the Grimal Grove out to the public. So we do a lot of markets now, but we also create a distribution business that delivers to restaurants. And so now we have chefs using our food, and we're also sourcing stuff from Homestead and whatnot as well to supplement food sources. But it's great because that brand is developing, and the chefs are some of our best marketers. You know what I mean? Like, they're using it. Like next month we'll be doing a breadfruit, everything breadfruit, and he's doing 4 courses with breadfruit, the chef.
Very cool.
So now I'm kind of like the farmer that comes to it, and I'll bring bring a little tree or something like that and talk about the history of it and et cetera, et cetera.
So you got somebody using this for relish or something yet, or raisins? Or?
You know what? We have someone doing, well, two things: cocktails, margaritas, and then also ceviche.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, exactly.
Very
So,
cool.
so again, it's getting these different people. I'm not a chef, so I mean, I don't have enough time in the day to do everything. But you get it to the chef, and then they're playing with it, and now they're having fun, and now they're saying, okay, like let's start utilizing this really cool fruit that actually grows locally, or can grow locally. So then we have a Malay apple, which is a pretty cool tree too. This produced twice already this year. And no fruit on it right now. It's related to the wax jamboon. But you can see, like, so some of the stuff that I trimmed this back a lot earlier this year because of it's got some major issues. So we've been air layering it as well. But yeah, it's a. Have you ever Malay apple?
I haven't had one.
I have not had one yet either.
It's delicious.
It's a good one, huh?
It's really not a lot of flavor. It's almost a floral or a floral kind of flavor.
I like that.
But it's watery, so it's really refreshing.
Refreshing, yeah.
Really refreshing.
Oh, we've got breadfruit on the tree over
so
here.
yeah, this
huh?
one that Chris Rollins told me this variety is quite rare. It's a Samoan breadfruit, and he said that Grimal, this was possibly the only one in continental United States. This variety.
Wow.
So we got some on there. I think some is ready to harvest. I have harvested already.
Yep.
And so there's land here in Big Pine Key that's non-developable. So I'm actually talking to some people about planting out breadfruit groves on the non-developed land, and the land would be really cheap if I'm allowed to do it, because you can't build anything and just have these breadfruit groves and be the only breadfruit producer in continental United States would be pretty neat.
Wow, exclusive to the Keys then.
Yeah,
too.
but we're close enough where the Miami market
Could take some.
would buy it up. I think that would. I think I would probably sell 95% of it to the South Florida. Just a limited amount would stay in the Keys, and that would help us in our distribution, because we're picking stuff up. But if we could start shipping up and making money in both ways,
yeah.
that's where it's at.
So that was the pad where the house once sat.
Yeah, and so this is all cistern under here, and so basically he'd be collecting rainwater from his house down into these cisterns here, and you can see the holes, and we'll show you the cistern here. So there's 5 chambers for the cistern. So basically the cistern goes to about here, and then goes out along here. And so these are 2 that you can take a look at this.
Any idea how much water sits in here?
You know what? I'm not sure how many gallons it is.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. Wow. So. So mosquito control does treat it. So we're not. But eventually we would like to, have most of our water, irrigation coming from this.
And that's what you're running irrigation with now? Just pump
a little bit. We pump some of it out, but the problem is, like, our sprinkler heads and things like that would get clogged up. So I need to use better
filtration before it hits the heads. Yeah.
So it's honestly, I don't use as much of it as I would like, because again, it's just so much work, time, money. But as we move forward, that's like a pertinent part of the plan. This is cool. This actually gives you a sense of the root structures of the Keys. Not only is it nature's art.
Is this a tree that uprooted?
Yeah, so Grimal probably knocked this over. It's a pine. He probably uprooted this, I don't know, maybe 50 years ago, 60 years, who knows. And it was sitting in the back of the property. As we were clearing it, we were always like, that's really cool. And so when we finally cleared the back part of the property, I got with the backhoe, we brought this up, and we set these in a few different areas. But it's, like I said, it's cool art, but it also shows how trees grow down here. I mean, because of the cap rock, there are no lateral, they just kind of go
Surface,
out. Yeah, and so what it also is a testament of Grimal's design, because by creating these deep growing beds, basically, container beds, basically, he had success. And so when these hurricanes had gone through, the tree was established, the root structure was established enough that it was able to withstand some of these hurricanes and storms and things like that. So really a testament to his work. Again, we're kind of also doing the design is also one of, like, in stages. I didn't want to uproot every everything. Like, you know, we put a lot of bananas, and eventually those bananas will be replaced, you know, with certain other fruit trees. But the bananas act as a nice filler though as well, you know,
Yeah.
short term, you know, because when I cleared the property, it took about a year, the first phase, and I had 2 AmeriCorps groups come in and help with, who did a lot of the work.
Wow.
And then anyways, and everyone like was like, man, this place is bare now, like, you know, and it's like, well, I had to get rid of all the invasives to see what to work with, and there was a lot of invasives. And Grimal's collection, there was probably about, I'd say 30% of his collection was preserved, so we lost about, you know, maybe 70% was lost. So I'm working with different people in the, you know, rare fruit community, finding and restoring some of these trees that Grimal did have, and so that's been a lot of fun too. This is a Quaimuck here. This is
Nice. It's got fruit on it too.
Yeah, it's got fruit. This is a really good variety. Actually, Adam told me it was the best variety he's ever tried. This one's got a flavor of a mango, raspberry, grapefruit.
Wow. So if Adam says that, that definitely means a lot.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think he wanted me to get him some.
Whoa, are these velvet apples?
Oh yeah.
I've never seen these with fruit. They're beautiful.
Oh, they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous fruit.
Are they good eating?
Yeah.
They are.
Here. I don't really eat the skin. You can, I guess.
I just hang out to eat fruit.
No, you just here for the fruit?
Oh, it smells really good.
It's actually when it's not bad when it's closed. I got a stinky cheese smell to it.
I smell. I get a whiff of that. It's like a fruit and cheese together.
So I got some chefs working with this stuff too. It's kind of fun.
Nice flavor, interesting texture.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely see the skin being a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's
I like
actually
it.
a really cool landscape tree. I mean, it
Oh.
doesn't take up a lot of space.
So columbar, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I really think it's so straight up and down. Nice looking trunk.
Tastes like banana and cotton candy.
Banana and cotton candy.
Banana, yeah, definitely a banana flavor in there.
Wow, look at these fruits. So velvet apple. All right, Patrick, thanks for the awesome tour. Thanks for what you're doing here. Tell us a little bit how people can find you, how they can support you, and how they can come down and check this place out.
Well, you can check us out on our website, thegrimalgrove.org. You can also check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Our Instagram accounts is just really blinging these days, and we're open Saturdays from 10 to 4. We do a couple tours a day on Saturdays. We can also do private tours during the week. We're located at 258 Cunningham Lane, Big Pine Key, but first you want to check in at the storefront, 30770 Overseas Highway. It's in the True Value Hardware. We have a fruit stand there. We also have a tree nursery, and that's kind of the center for commerce for Grimal Grove. So come check us out. Again, Saturdays we're open, and follow us on Facebook. Thanks.
Thank you.